out every day, they're gone, and in the daytime, Gopies are just worried. His feet are so soft, and he's stepping on rocks and pebbles and who knows what. So all day they're just meditating like that. And then sundown is arriving, and they see the dust cloud, and they know he's coming back. So they're just meditating on seeing his face again. But they have one complaint. They explain in the next verse. Atati yadbavan anikana, shuti yugayate, twam apasuta, kutila kuntila, kutila kuntila, shimukanti, jada udikshita, pakshakritusha. They say, all day you're out in the forest, we're thinking about you. Now you're coming home. We can see lots of curling hair, we can see your beautiful face. But this foolish creator, Lord Brahma, Jada, foolish, he's giving us these eyelids that blink. So for a fraction of a second we don't see. After not seeing you all day, we don't want to stop seeing you. Now that we have your vision again. But the foolish creator, Jada Udiksitam, gives these eyelids that keep interrupting our vision. That is the pinnacle of attraction to Krishna. The devotee doesn't want to stop seeing Krishna. Even for a Shruti Yudayate. When we don't see you, it's like every moment is like a yuga. And then you're coming home, we're getting to see you again, and these foolish creators giving us these eyelids. So this is what we have to aspire to. I was just reading, like I said. Seeing Krishna is the pinnacle of existence. Yes, you're seeing Krishna in his deity form, which is actually non-different, but you stick to this process and you actually see Krishna personally, face to face. That is what's driving, or should be driving our devotion. We should hanker for just like Mother Yashoda. She's, same thing, all day long she's meditating, and now Krishna's coming home and she's, my darling. You see, all day long she's meditating, same thing. He's out in the forest and he gets hurt by some animal or something. So Krishna says, first of all, understand my appearance, janma, karma, activities, chame divyam. They're not ordinary, they're transcendental. Krishna looks like an ordinary child on the lap of Mother Yashoda, but when the Putana came, Putana wished, she found out he was not ordinary. Sucked the breast and sucked the poison and everything, and he was not affected, but she died. But he was so kind, he gave her not Sayuja Mukti, just liberation into from the fortress, but the same position as mother. This level of generosity is mind-blowing for devotees. They meditate on that. That God is, Krishna is so kind. Somebody tries to kill him, and he gives her a position as mother. Then the next one after Putana was? Who's the second demon that Krishna killed after Putana? Shakatasura. Yes. And then after that? Chinavarta. So Chinavarta, this, as you know, I've spent most of my adult life dealing with Prabhupada's books. And this one caption always makes me laugh. It's stuck in my mind. It says, the demon took the child high into the sky, but the child assumed such a weight that he could no longer go any higher and he had to stop his worldly activities. He had to stop. So when Krishna comes, his activities are divine. They're not ordinary. They're transcendental. Prabhupada said repeatedly, no child of 6 months can kill a demon like Putin. What to speak of the Srinavarta and all the others that came. So we've been given these, you can say stories, but they're not. They're facts. We've been given these facts to meditate on. Everything that's there in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, this is real food for meditation. Not just sitting down and sometimes I've seen, I'm not making fun of anybody, but it's a fact. I've lived in quite a few ISKCON temples, and last 32 years out on the West Coast, in New York, and you see people come in, the deities are there giving their darshan, and they sit in front of the deities, they close their eyes on them. What's up with that? you're losing the opportunity of making easy advancement just by appreciating the deity. On the contrary, I've seen at the same temple, in Gorka, I was one Sunday feast, I just happened to be outside, a car pulls up, very young boy gets out, boy to me at that time, looks like maybe 15 years old. And the father, they have a little conversation, and I found out later it was his father. The two have a conversation, and the car drives off, he goes in. So I met him later on. He had found a used copy of Bhagavad Gita in a used bookstore. He didn't live too far away, maybe an hour away from the town. And he read it, and made him very interested in spiritual life. So he asked his father, he looked up the address, he called, he said, yes, we have programs, you can come. So the father dropped him off. Later on, they were divorced parents, so he would spend some time with his father, sometimes with his mother. So then the mother came one day to see what it's all about. Her son is now hanging out with these Hare Krishnas, he doesn't know what it's all about. She walks into the temple. Who's saying about Giridhari? Anybody? Yeah. Giridhari, beautiful deities. They're not very big, but very beautiful. So she walks in, first time in a Hare Krishna temple, first time in any place where deities are camped. She walks through there, literally. She stops in her tracks, and she said, "Oh my God, they're so beautiful." That's a genuine heart connection. First time ever seeing deities. So that's what's required for making progress. That kind of genuine heartfelt connection with the deity. Not you come in front of the deity, you close your eyes. Yes, you get some benefit just from being there. There's one Purana I read a long time ago said that anyone who comes within, I think it was like 20 kilometers of an established Vishnu temple or Krishna temple, you get benefit just by being that close. So what to speak of sitting in the temple, definitely getting benefit. But don't come in front of the deities and close your eyes. What's the benefit of that? Drinking the nectar of Krishna's beautiful face like the gopis. So Krishna's activities are transcendental. We don't have time. I think we're going to stop at 6 o'clock to read the entire purport. So that's your homework. But meditate on this. If we can just understand the transcendental nature of Krishna's appearance and activities, then we never have to come back to this miserable material world. And we don't want to do that, especially in Kali Yuga. Now, the symptoms of Kali Yuga are given in the 12th canto. And there's one verse, Shukadeva Goswami recites, that summarizes the problem. It says, Tathastradunam dharma satyam socham shamadaya. Kalena bhalina raja kam satyanu pranamsruti. So it says, gradually, day by day, tasya anurinam dharma, these things go down, gradually. First thing is dharma, real religious activity, real spiritual activity. Tathastradunam dharma, satyam, what is satyam? Truthfulness. Shocham, cleanliness. Shama, mercy. Daya. Tathastradunam dharma, satyam, socham, shama. Daya. Shama is, in this context, is translated as tolerance. And Daya is mercy. Now, why is this happening? Kalena bhalina raja. By the force of Kali Yuga. So the other things that go down is the duration of life, strength, and intelligence or memory. So all these things are being gradually eroded. And if you've been around as long as we have, some of us here, you've seen it personally. I remember when I was a child in school, most children in those days, they knew geography. You ask them where is Germany located, they can tell you. You point it on a map. And I'm talking children, like 8, 9, by then because when I was born, there was no internet. We just got television and we were allowed to watch 1 hour a night. So to get knowledge, I'm literally born seeking knowledge. I always wanted to know what's going on. You had to read the encyclopedia. So my father, he very, very diligently made sure we always had the latest version of the Encyclopedia Britannica. So you open it, and you would want to know, where's this country, where's that country, what's the capital of this place? Nowadays, even with Google, they don't know. It's amazing. A war is going on in Ukraine. You ask somebody where's Ukraine, they don't know. It's so easy, just Google it. So you can see, intelligence, memory, it's all going down. So what is the remedy? Chant Hare Krishna. It's the only remedy. Chant Hare Krishna. All of the deleterious effects of Kali Yuga, the negative effects on memory, on mercy, on duration, everything can be mitigated just by chanting Hare Krishna. And it's not that I'm saying or Prabhupada is saying, we're in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, and the head of our Sampradaya, he said it very clearly. Iti Shodashaka Nam Nam Kali Kalmasha Nashana. That these 16 words, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, they have the power to destroy the bad effects of Kali Yuga, the grip of Kali Yuga. The grip of Kali Yuga is it forces everybody to engage in simple activities. And as long as we engage in simple activities, we can never understand who we are, who is God, what to speak of our relationship. Not going to happen. So to break the grip of Kali, that energy that's forcing us like a rushing stream coming at us, to engage us, we have to chant Hare Krishna. Now there's quality to chanting. We should know the 10 offenses and try to avoid them. But any chanting, just start. Anybody who has not started chanting according to numerical strength, as is recommended by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then please do that. Take a vow to chant. If you're not already doing so, at least 1 round a day. I like even numbers, so I always tell, start with 2. And then start with 2 rounds a day, and then just keep doubling as you get more serious. 4, 8, and then you'll get to 16, which is the minimum required or recommended for this age. Anybody who's chanting 16 rounds diligently every day and following the 4 principles, avoiding those simple activities, Prabhupada said, guaranteed you'll go back to the kingdom of God, which is what Krishna is offering, to go back to his eternal abode. So I think we're about to open the curtains, right? So we'll stop here and yes?
It's still going on, so maybe 2-3 minutes more.
No, okay.
Curtain stay
Till
closed.
it
Okay.
All right, well, I'll stop here. If anybody has any questions or comments, then we can entertain at this point. While you're thinking about it, I'll just read this last paragraph of the report. It says, one can attain the perfect stage of liberation from birth and death simply by knowing the Lord, the Supreme Personality of God, and there is no other way to achieve this perfection. This is actually a quote from Sri Upanishad. Many of you know. So again, we should want to wrap up our business in the scriptural world. The real business, as we just heard from the purport, we're reading Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 7th canto, chapter 9. Prabhupada said, our only business should be to love Krishna. But in order to love Krishna, you have to know Krishna. You're going to open up?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, thank you for your kind attention. Thanks for being late. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai.
Hi, Krishna Guru, how you doing?
Good to see you. Yeah.
See you, sir.
ISKCON Boston Sunday Feast program here. Thank you. So it was a